Hello everybody, Jason with Learn to Survive. Hope you guys are doing well, staying safe, taking care of yourself, but more importantly, taking care of another. In today's video, I want to talk to you about the GT3 WP Baofeng radio, what it is, and why I think you should get this radio, or if you have another Baofeng, upgrade to it. I've been using this radio, not this particular one, but a Baofeng GTW3 for a month when I was on vacation at my buddy's ranch, and that's where I fell in love with the radio. And if you watch my prior video, he did send me a package, and he did get me one, and that's something me and him do. About once a year, we send each other a little care package and some gifts. You know, he's been my best friend for over 30 years. And that's where I fell in love with this radio at. Now, in full disclosure, about 5 years ago, I did a video on the Baofeng BF F8 HP radio, and at that time I said for that money and that price range, that was the best radio you could get. Now, times have changed. So, Baofeng started producing other lines to try and draw more people in from their basic line of the UV5R radio, you know, new look, streamlined, new features, colors, and etc. And they came out with the GT line of radios. And at that point, they started working with other companies to make these radios to their specifications, and Radio D got together with Samsonic to design this radio. If you don't know who Radio D or Samsonic's Consumer Electronics are, I'll give you a quick rundown. Radio D is a retailer of ham and GMRS radios. Samsonic Consumer Electronics is just that. They are a consumer electronic company that's been around for many years and make a really good products at a reasonable and affordable price. I mean, their products are actually good enough. They were the OEM manufacturer for back in the day for Fisher Stereo for mainly the speakers, and then when the CD players started coming out, they were the OEM manufacturer for Fisher CD players. And if you remember Fisher Stereos, if you're older like me, they were a very high-end stereo through the late 60s, 70s, 80s, and even up into the mid-90s, late 80s, mid-90s, when he started selling to like Sanyo and Panasonic and all these other countries. There was sordid history with them. But when they were their own company, they were very high-end radios, on par, if not better, than Pioneer and Kenwood stereo. So they had their hand in this design and everything. So the reasons I think you should have this after using it for a month and getting to know the radio is, one, it is IP67 rated. So that means it is water and dust resistant. Now they say at an IP67 you can drop it in like 3 feet of water for like 30 minutes and it'll be fine. I don't trust that. I don't care if I was buying a $5,000 Motorola APX 8000, I wouldn't submerge it in water for 30 minutes with a IP67 rating. The build of the case is heavy. This is almost feels like a Motorola or a Kenwood heavy ABS material. It's thick. It's going to handle a drop. The wattage on it, 5 watts, and it actually does 5 watts. It does a little bit over, unlike the UV5R and the BF F8 HP, which is claiming 8 watts or 10 watts or whatever. That's only pushing about half that. You get 5 if you're lucky, but this one is actually pushing at 5 watts. The antenna is amazing. This is would be considered an aftermarket antenna, but it is a factory antenna for this radio. If I didn't know any better, I would say this antenna was tuned to this radio. It is that good. The antenna is manufactured by Sonic Electronics, so this is one of their antennas. So you don't have to buy another antenna like you would with the other Baofengs and their jank rubber duck antennas. The belt clip. The belt clip on the UVR5 family has always been a sore spot with me. It's one of them spring-loaded ones, but that spring metal always broke or it didn't stay in to where it should, and it'd come out and the clip piece would fall out and drop the radio. While you're holding it, they went to the button, and so that's on your belt. You can move. It stays in an upright position. Sound. This sounds a lot better than the UVA5R family of radios. It's crisp. It is clear. It don't have that flat sound like a transistor radio from the 70s or 80s had. Listening to music, you can definitely discern the different tones and notes. And the voice, it has depth and clarity to it that the other ones didn't have. Like I said, it sounded more like the UVR5s and the BFF8 HP sound more like a transistor radio. Now, the best of all this is the price. 31 bucks, folks. That's it. $31 for this radio. Is it the best radio you can get? No. Is it the best you can get for $31? Yeah, definitely. This is, in my opinion, on par with the lowest end Yaesu radios there is. You know, their $80 radio. But it comes with a great antenna. So for 60 bucks, for the cost of one of the lowest end entry level Yaesus that have no water resistance to it, there's no IP rating on it, and I've actually seen people short them out with sweat. That costs you 80 bucks. You can get two of these and outfit yourself and your loved one with one. With that being said, I will do more on this in a later video. Do some talking, and I will explain how, because of the FCC, they're locked, and to unlock them to their full potential. But until then, take care of yourself, and I will talk to you real soon.